All the things you need to know about how Meta Andromeda's secret update is changing the entire playing field when it comes to Facebook ads and what you need to know to stay ahead. Hi there, my name's Ricky Hayes. Welcome to today's video. Now, this is sort of one of my stores. You can see that the revenue is sort of doing good. I'll go into the ads in just a moment. Um, it's actually dropped quite a lot in pure transparency because logistical issues, and I'm preparing for sort of Q4. Um, just sort of overall has dropped. It goes through peaks and troughs, right? Because as I've said in previous videos, for this one, it's quite a custom one. I'm building my other brands. It's in activewear, pajamas, shapewear, nails, dogs. And I'm also starting a supplement brand as well. Been doing a lot of research on that. I'm going to do a dropshipping supplement brand. So if you want to know stuff about that, be sure to follow and subscribe to the channel. I just plan to release everything I sort of know as we go down this path. And for future brands, I'll be revealing everything I sort of learn more about that and the strategies, right? So, and obviously when it comes to ads as well. So let's talk about the ads. All right, so I'm just in my ads manager here, and so you can see here that, like, I'm not spending much, and this is the ad account for the brand that I just sort of showed just a moment ago. And you can see that in the last 30 days, spent $3,500 for 20,000 back with a 5.63 price. Now, what this is that in the past, you used to make a lot of campaigns, right? And this is where I made this doc. I used a bit of ChatGPT and did a bit of research. I'll put this, if you want to get this, just comment the word Facebook in the description, in the comments below, and I'll send it to you so you can have this. It just gives a bit better, more of a clear outline, so you have a doc that you can use as reference, that sort of breaks it down. And basically the key takeaways is Andromeda is the biggest change since iOS 14.5. Andromeda is basically Meta's AI machine learning tool. And you need to shift away from testing single ads to creating creative profiles. So what that means is making a lot of ads is really important. I'm building my AI UGC app. I was literally, as of today, building out my prototype to pass to my dev team, where I'm going to be using that to integrate to Facebook to automatically make new creatives every day, right? So then I can have my media buyers and that I can just focus on other tasks to really sort of scale my ad accounts as I build all these ecom brands. But the big thing is really audience targeting is not really a thing now. I've had previous videos, but in the next 6-12 months, you'll do even less and less targeting. Super broad audiences, super vague, just let Facebook do the work. So basically when you make a campaign, you just make an Advantage Plus campaign that uses Andromeda on the back end. And basically all you do is focus on creatives. So these tools, that, like the one I'm building and everything, are so important to be able to use for smashing creatives. That's basically where all your attention will want to be. The problem is with doing creatives, it can be a bit tedious, right? So that's why I want to build an AI UGC that also allows you to integrate with Facebook and TikTok to do a lot of the creative for you, and Google as well. So I can do image and video. I'm still fine tuning all of that, but that's one of the big things, right? Campaign consolidation, right? So like what you see in my ad account here, fewer campaigns, right? Consolidate them. Now I'm going to actually consolidate that 2 into 1. I'm just going to over time do it, because like I've said in others, don't just turn off a campaign, duplicate it into another and think it's going to work. You want to duplicate it, let it learn, see the results, and then turn off the other one if it's not performing well. Because when you're doing when you're testing ad sets, as much as the creative is the thing, is the main thing. If you turn off an ad set and then turn it back on, it just doesn't work the same. So you just try and never touch it. That's why I've just left it like that. In reality, I should only have 2 campaigns, which is just a cold remarketing. Simple as that. That's all you do now. Cold remarketing, have like your DPA in there. Your cold is just all, you can have up to 50 ad sets. So you might need more campaigns long term. But really, if you're doing no interest targeting, you never really have to worry about that. But if you are targeting multiple countries, the one thing that I would be suggesting that you do is no interest targeting to different countries, right? So just segment it by country. So you might have 5 ad sets, all with Australia, Canada, New Zealand, United States, whatever other country of the top 5 I didn't say. So that way you can sort of a bit more hyper target it that way. But that would be the only other targeting thing you really want to do. And so your back end matters more and more. I've always said for years, the back end is where the money is and where the time is. Now, thanks to AI, it is all just the back end, right? So, you doing creatives or a media buyer, your team doing that, it is just the creatives, right? The ad set side is not really important. The campaign, you just choose sales, you just choose an ad set, you let it do the age, gender, everything. Now, if you know the age, you still might want to lock it down. Let's say, like, if you're a younger demographic, naturally you still probably will want to cut out some minor things, right? But you're not going to spend forever on finding the perfect interest target. Like there's GPTs that can help you find the perfect interest targeting. But what I do is I still use that in the beginning to help me to give some inspiration. I'll do no interest targeting, and then I'll also do some interest targeting where it's a very, very large interest group, right? Like let's say that I was targeting women or something. One of them might be Taylor Swift, huge audience. That's just a little bit targeted, just giving a little bit of context, but otherwise letting Facebook do, or Meta do the work, and Andromeda. Because as Andromeda gets better and better, they're already implementing a lot of AI functionality to help with it. And Facebook have said that their goal is to make it so that someone can make an ad account or a business manager, put in your card, and it will pull basically a brand kit from your website and make creatives for you, right? Now that's never going to be perfect, but that is a very ambitious dream, and I am very big. I love ambitious dreams because it means you're gonna push the boundaries of what you can actually do. So have a look at this doc if you're interested in it. You can see one of the things is that 20 creatives a week. There's a big one, right? So broad targeting, 10 different ad concepts, UGC, problem solving solutions, founder story ads, product demos, UGC, behind the scenes testimonial reels. The ones that do best, testimonial reels and UGC, product demos as well, depending on the thing, but UGC and testimonial ones, and partnership ads, right? I haven't added that in. I have a video on that you can go and watch how to set up partnership ads. It's basically working with an influencer, using their actual content and actually being able to use their authority in your ad, right? And it's real. So those are the main things you really want to focus on. I think that from what I see, UGC, testimonial, and partnership ads, right, are the main three. But this is also adding those in for inspiration. I found this article as well that basically I've linked. I haven't linked it. I will link it. There was a couple. If you want to have a deeper read from Smarter Marketer, Ezra Firestone's company, consolidate campaigns for data density, become an input curator, not a micromanager. The machine is truly starting to take control here. If you give the algorithm enough creatives and data to work with, AI will handle budgeting and audience segmentation, right? So you don't even really need to do lookalikes in that now. I still encourage you should try these things, but even for me, I'm doing it less and less and less. So for new creatives, so focus on creatives. So your goal now is, right, if I'm honest, media buyers are becoming somewhat irrelevant, right? And over the coming years, somewhat they will. I think that you still always need a media buyer just because, you need someone managing it, but less and less, right? I've always said that, like in some of my videos, to fire your digital marketing agency, this is what Facebook's focusing on. They're focusing on not having a digital marketing agency. And so if you can focus on creatives, and like what I'm doing, where if I can have it where I can integrate with Facebook and find winning creatives of my existing winning creatives and make similar ones in an ideal world, boom, I've saved myself 90% of the effort, and the media buyer can then focus on other things, doing even more deeper, more granular work. So, like as you can see, I have a case study where basically all they did was they just consolidated 6 campaigns to 2, and as a result, the CPMs reduced, CPAs reduced 35%, which again, what I know is that if your CPA is reduced by 35%, your ROAS will automatically be up, right? The lower your CPA, the higher your ROAS, more stable, right? So the 4 things: consolidate, reuse old creatives, right? Look at your old creatives if you have that data, double down on creative production, and keep an eye on your back end. That's it. That's really what you sort of need to know, right? So shift since iOS, not because of a shiny new feature, but because the engine has changed, advertisers who adapt. So this, and one of the other apps that I'm slowly starting to build with conversion tracking, is so important. You need to have your conversion tracking right, and then you focus on creative, so that way you know what ads are converting the best, and then you just smash creatives. And then if you have an automated system for it, then you can scale Facebook very, very easily these days, right? And it's only going to get easier as Andromeda only learns. And like Meta is releasing their massive facility where it's going to have even more machine learning, because obviously they want their media buyers and that to make sense. Now, I think media buyers will always be around, I should add, but I think it's like they won't need as much time in an ad account. So if you're a small business and you've got an agency behind you, make sure you're keeping an eye on them, that they shouldn't be having to spend much time in your ad account these days. So make sure, obviously, if you're doing it all yourself, even easier. There's so many tools already out there to help you with the creative side. Um, pardon me, and But yeah, so basically just sort of keep doing that. Don't focus on the perfect audience and everything. Facebook has billions of data points. There's a reason that people are scaling easier than ever. Um, and sort of keep going from there, right? Like my figures are pretty low for that one brand, but for these other brands, I plan to release my strategy of how I get samples, get it in China, scale to different regions, move to a warehouse in that region to improve shipping and delivery, branding, improving quality, repeat, repeat, repeat. So make sure you stay tuned for all of that. I just wanted to make this video that sort of discusses a lot about this so you can have a closer look yourself. So the good news is this is easier, faster, and more results driven than possible. AI is making things phenomenally easier, so make sure you keep that in mind. But other than that, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. Thank you very much for your time. Have a lovely day. Take care and goodbye.